Tonight, we talk about the Amy is Missing documentary. We finish off with part 2 tonight. Let's get into it.
Welcome to the Dynamics Trio Podcast. Buckle up fast, we're built to outlast. Welcome, one day will last. Welcome, we're here at last.
And welcome back to Dynamic Trio. This is James.
This is Alex.
This is Wednesday, Patrick.
And this is our first ever part 2.
Wait, you say Wednesday, Patrick, but these come out on Tuesdays.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
This is Tuesday, Patrick. Oh, wait, because we record on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
That's why I say it.
The show's been going on for a while. My God, you should know this by now.
Wait, but they're going to be all like, whoa, they're not talking to us live? What the fuck? No, nobody's saying that. Nobody's saying that.
Nobody was thinking that.
No.
I think everyone's pretty aware of how podcasts work.
Yeah.
You know what's
And
crazy?
What?
Our podcast music does not fit the vibe of this episode.
Not at all.
No.
But you know what? We're not going to change. You know why?
Because we're stubborn fucks.
Because I like it.
And I feel like it fits our vibe. Maybe it's not the vibe about what we're talking about, but it fits us as people.
They just don't understand our swag.
They haven't seen my wrists.
What?
Huh?
Go ahead.
It's emo music.
Yeah, okay.
All right, so today we're going to be going over part 2 of the Amy is Missing documentary. Amy Bradley is Missing documentary.
How many times are you guys going to get it wrong?
It's a lot of words.
Amy Bradley is missing.
There's a lot of syllables in that one.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Look at this guy. He's got... Wait, Amy Bradley is missing. Are you dumb?
Not as dumb as you. All right, we're all dumb. We're all dumb in our own special, unique way. Except you guys are dumb in the same way.
Wow.
At least
Wow.
I'm dumb in a different way.
Yeah?
I thought you were saying I'm dumb in a fat way.
Bro.
The way you just put me down. There you go. Did you need your fat joke for the day? There you go.
You know what's funny? He gets on top of it first. You know what I mean? He beats us to it.
I think it's the Eminem theory. If you make fun of yourself first, they can't hit you back.
We can't hit you because you won't feel it. Because you're fat. And that's how you break him down. That's how you break down that theory.
That was good. That was really good.
All right, so last time we left you guys, we had talked to you about how there was a taxi driver that approached Amy's father.
An asshole.
Yeah, who
being
should-
all like, hey, man, she's on the island. I hope you can find her, which is kind of bullshit.
The most unhelpful motherfucker in
Well,
the
the
whole
way
story.
you said it last episode, let's make this very clear.
Yeah.
He paused in the way you said it. And
Yeah.
it was like, dude, come on. Like, this is a cliffhanger. And we technically did leave the audience on all the cliffhanger.
Yeah, but also that's how they left us too, you know? So I was just doing the due diligence because it's in quotations.
You know what? Can't argue with quotations.
All right, so then Deshi explains that she approached his taxi and that she seemed a bit frantic. She was wearing exactly what they reported that she was wearing when she went missing, and that she was asking if she could use a phone. And he ended up pointing her into the direction of the phones, but Amy walked the opposite way, which was a bit odd.
Maybe she was drugged. She just didn't know what was left or right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a possibility.
Or she didn't have the money. Maybe it was a payphone.
Yeah,
But then
you know-
again, you would, if she was, let's just say, there and all there, no drugs or anything, she would have waited for someone to ask for money.
Yeah, true. Also, this was the first indication that she was alive because
Yes.
the press conference happened 2.5 weeks after she went missing. So this guy had to seen her in that time span. So there's a good chance that this was like the first person that saw her besides like maybe like the people that took her if she was taken or yeah,
Yeah.
Maybe she was also hoping that he had a cell phone.
maybe because
I mean,
it's like,
it's the late 90s. Cell phones were a thing. They were huge.
Yeah.
But they were around.
yeah.
And it might have been a thing because she was probably just thinking also
Oh,
like,
you're right.
if you have one here, I can call you while I'm hidden
Yeah.
in your car.
Well, also, yes. Or this was 6 months after she went missing, correct?
2.5 weeks.
Oh, this happened. The sighting happened 2.5 weeks after.
It happened in that span of time.
Well, what I was gonna say is, what if she found out that maybe the people who got her, they're involved all over the area?
Yeah.
Right? Maybe they have phones tapped, like pay phones and things like
Ooh,
that.
yeah.
So you never know, really. You know, maybe she already attempted that and she got caught.
Also, like he pointed her towards phones. Maybe you had to like pay to use them.
That's another thing.
Maybe she didn't have any money on
She
her.
probably did.
Or maybe she was trying to avoid the phone area.
Yeah, potentially.
Maybe
I mean,
it was
let's
too
be
public.
let's be smart too. If someone got her kidnapped, they're probably monitoring those areas.
Yeah. Damn, that's actually really scary. Basically, Deshi then tells Ron that he needs to go to a place called Coral Cliffs.
Oh, okay, so he had answers.
Yeah.
Yeah, information.
Which is a resort, and you need to go to a place called Kadushi Cliffs. And when you go there, you want to look around. You don't want to talk to anybody. Just look and observe. So I'm assuming, based off of all of this, that there's some type of like possible trafficking happening.
Yeah.
So just go to this area, watch, and you'll probably get a good idea of like what's going on there.
Jeez.
So then Ron meets with a man, and it's the same guy from earlier, John Mentar, which I'm not going to try his first name because that's tough.
John?
The harbor police guy.
Oh.
And then he takes them to all of these spots, and the police chief says they cannot be there by themselves, that they'll get attacked if they go by themselves. So he decides to go with them. And so they quickly find out that these areas are controlled and run by different mafia groups. A couple of them have open water access, meaning you could come and go without being checked by the authorities.
Right.
So they have access to the ships around like that area. They have they have access to like coming off of it. Nobody's gonna check their like luggage. No one's gonna check like their bags and all this stuff. Like it's yeah. So the police chief says that it has its fair share of crimes, mainly due to drugs, since it's not too far away from Venezuela. They also have prostitution and sometimes sex trafficking. So he's aware of this already.
Mm-hmm. But he also blamed like being close to Venezuela for that almost.
Yeah.
It seemed like.
Yeah, he says like that area is kind of heavy on crime, so it kind of carries over.
Yeah, it spills over to us.
Yeah, and so he says that there's a possibility that she was lured off of the ship. So that's like your first indication that there's like some real shady shit that could have been happening.
Yeah.
So they ended up going over like this junkyard looking area, and there's a lot of old cars, old shacks. And one thing that stood out to Ron specifically was that in one of the shacks they entered, it had this container of Tic Tacs on the bed. And Ron's first thought was wondering if Amy was there because he knows how much she loved Tic Tacs.
A little bit of a stretch on that one.
Yeah.
But
But when your daughter's missing, you're
Yeah.
kind of looking for anything.
Pretty much.
I get that, yeah.
And then so later that night, they're driving down like this narrow road, and the road has thorns all alongside from the trees. They're thick. They can even hear like the thorns scraping on the side of the car as they drive. Moving forward, they see a car heading in the opposite direction, like it's oncoming, and then suddenly they hear a woman yell out, "Bradley." And they hear it clear as day. Brad is like, that sounded like Amy. Everyone in the car heard it too. They all thought it sounded like Amy. Immediately, they're all like, "Did you guys hear that?" And they all did. And they quickly whip around and they follow the car, only to see that an old man exits the vehicle by himself. And they even look in the car and no one else is there. But they all swear that they heard her, which is a weird, I don't know.
That's bizarre.
What I thought when I saw that part was like, oh, they missed her. They just missed her. But either one or two things. One, the other car happened to get away.
Yeah.
And they mistook the car that they were chasing. Or it was on the side of the road. Maybe a house, maybe a building.
Yeah.
And she, again, it's dark. The documentary made it seem like it was at night.
Yeah. And
So
like that area's not very like well lit.
Exactly. So it'd be very difficult for me to believe that someone outside in the middle of the dark could see them in their car.
Yeah.
It'd be just very strange. But again, who knows?
I just don't see a world where like she sees him in the other car, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I feel like they're just trying to like find anything, and like they're very desperate. Maybe that they haven't slept well, so it's kind of like something. I don't know.
There's also that possibility of like Brad maybe heard something weird that just maybe sounded like his name in her voice. But one or two things, maybe they heard the same noise and they just, in that panic they're hearing Brad. Or unfortunately, that panic and that mental state, they just wanted to believe they heard that. That's so sad.
The documentary takes a turn, and they actually the family contacts America's Most Wanted. And they had a whole episode about Amy.
That was a weird turn that took because rock music starts playing on the
Yeah,
screen and it's like that 90s style of intros for TV shows. And I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and like everybody knows like the America's Most Wanted show, because I feel like it was like very popular back in the day. Like sometimes like even like to this day you might even see like
Reruns of it.
Reruns, yeah. Like if you get like a hotel or something like that, you might like run into it and just be like, you know what? I'll put this on. Hopefully they're not still out there. But yeah.
Yeah.
And so they put this out and they showed photos of her, talked about where she was when she went missing, the cruise, and they mentioned that she had a Tasmanian devil dribbling a basketball on his finger tattoo on her left shoulder blade. Eventually that episode does go out, and that one guy, David Carmichael, the diver that we spoke about in the other episode, says that he saw the episode and he's like, "That's her. That's the girl that I saw." And David then goes to the FBI to recount his story of the sighting and the men she was with, because of the America's Most Wanted episode. They show a picture of Yellow, and David tells the FBI that that's the man that she was with when he saw her. And now the question of did she fall off the ship or jump off turns into like, did she walk off or was she smuggled off?
Yeah.
But then for some reason the documentary takes a turn into exploring the possibility of her unaliving herself, which was kind of weird.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, we find out that like, yeah, she did come out as gay, that her family was very disappointed in her. Granted that this was like around that time where like, people weren't as accepting. I feel like in like this day and age, it's very
Yes.
it's kind of common, you know.
It's common now and it's more accepted and there's a lot more support for it.
Yeah.
But in that day and age, it was definitely a difficult time.
Yeah, but like her family did not take it well. Like they were very, very, very not happy with the situation.
Oh my God. In their interview about when they were talking about that, they did a very bad job hiding their feeling about it, right? They were like, oh, it's just, there was a portion, I forgot who said it, but it was something about like, oh, it's very difficult to be a parent of someone gay and say that
Yeah.
publicly.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's not about you, dude.
Yeah, it's not about you. It's about like your daughter who's gone.
Yeah, your daughter just wants your acceptance, not
Yeah.
the public's.
Yeah, exactly. Like she didn't even know that she was going to be like a public thing, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah. And so eventually like the documentary goes back to like the topic on hand, and then they talk to a dude named Bill Hefner. And his story is kind of like, it's a little funny because he goes into what he says is a bar. He notices it's got a hotel right above it and it's got a bar underneath it. It's very implied that it's some type of brothel.
Yeah.
And so then
And he just happened to stop by.
yeah, he doesn't say it outright, but he's just kind of like, I go in, you know, I go in there, I just start talking to these people. So
When in Vegas, dude.
yeah, so he goes in, he sees two guys with guns, and he sees two girls sitting by themselves. He sits with them. They talk. One girl gets up to go to the bar, and right when she leaves, the other girl who's still sitting with him says, hey, they're holding me against my will. I need help. I owe them $200. Otherwise, I don't get my freedom. And
$200?
yeah.
Jeez.
And so Bill Hefner, he's not really a good dude. This is what he says in like the Today Times, right? He says, this is my 18th year in the Navy. I've heard all of these kinds of stories from working girls. He's been to Singapore. He's been to Thailand. Then at this point, he laughs. He's like, I've heard it all before, you know? So he kind of...
He's had tons of chances to be a hero.
And-
Could
Be
you
a good
imagine?
person.
Could
Yeah.
you imagine that there was a simple explanation for her disappearance? Maybe it was she fell overboard, something like that. And there's this entire documentary, and all these people are just outing themselves right now.
Yeah.
Like in terrible ways. Obviously, the evidence does not point to a simple she fell overboard, but still, imagine if it was, that was the case. But all these people are just coming out and they're all weird.
Yeah.
Why are so many weird people?
Yeah. Why don't they ever why are they all weird? You know? Yeah.
I actually just saw there was this video that went viral the other day of these two girls. They saved a boy who was kidnapped. A little boy who was kidnapped. What had happened was they were at home, I want to say. They got the Amber Alert.
Yeah.
And then they were like, let's go out. They were like, let's go out. Like, let's go looking. Why not? It's in this area.
Oh, wow.
So they go in their car and they're out and they're just like, wait a minute. Gray Toyota. And they're just like, and they like remembered the first three letters of the license plate from the Amber Alert of the supposed car that kidnapped the kid. It was.
Wow.
And so they quickly called the police. The police came and they saved the little boy's life. And when they're like talking about it in the interview after, they're talking about it as if it was like a girls' night trip. Like it was like so casual. They were just like, yeah, like we just did that. They talked about it the same way that they talked about like a trip to Sephora. Like they just saved this little boy's life. He was like 6 or 7 years
But
old.
in a weird way, isn't that more better than them being like, I'm a hero?
No, it's just crazy because it's like the dichotomy, not the dichotomy, like just like the complete opposite. Because like, wasn't that guy in the military? You said,
Yeah.
do something.
Wait, so these two girls that you're talking about, it was two girls, right?
It was two girls. I'm not kidding. Like 20, 21.
I've noticed a trend in like this. Like, I don't know if it's specifically just because of this documentary, but it seems to be like women speak out more than guys do.
For sure. Guys that were always just like, it's not my problem.
Guys just tend to turn like the other cheek.
Yep.
I'm just
And-
scared of authority.
So yeah, and like even like you explaining that, I'm like, yeah, no, I feel like girls are like more likely to like step into it and like try to do something about it.
Actually run into danger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's like character trait that people would say that guys have, but
not.
it's very evident right now that that's not really the case. And so he's not a really good dude, he's involved in all that stuff, and then he actually says that the girl says that her name is Amy Bradley.
Shut up.
Straight up says it. And then she explains her story that she got off the boat because she was trying to score some drugs, and that now because of that she's stuck with these guys because now she owes them money for the drugs that she was partaking in. So then Bill ended up leaving. He didn't want any problems. He says basically that like the reason why he left was because the guys that were there had guns.
Yeah.
So he was
there
just
is
like-
also, I hear you, Patrick, military guy, do something, but also it's all like, you're not with your platoon. You are
Yeah.
literally on your own.
Call your platoon.
I don't think that's how it works.
But like, it's
what
like,
else is there?
here's the thing.
You're an American soldier on non-foreign
See,
land.
there's that American entitlement he has.
Okay.
Oh my
All
god, he
I'm
goes to
saying-
another country and he thinks he can just run shit.
yeah.
Isn't that what we do as Americans constantly?
Don't you
Yeah.
bitch about that all the time?
Yes, and it's wrong, but this is the one time that our our entitlement could have been used for good.
Here's the thing. Here's why he's a bad person.
Yes.
Why? Well, I mean, it's pretty
He's a
obvious
pretty-
that he is.
He's a shitbag, yeah.
But the reason why he waited years and years before contacting the FBI about it, because
Years?
he ended up talking to them about it, but years and years afterwards, because he wanted to wait because he was in the military. He would have been busted if he reported going to a place like that, and he was 2 years out from retirement and was concerned that if he spoke out, he would retire at a lower rank because of this incident. So he waited.
You could have saved a woman's life.
Yeah.
You could have saved many women's lives.
Yeah.
Yes.
But also, he was part of the problem. He was partaking.
Yeah.
He was part of it. And I'm just like, come on, like, fucking, show up.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
No, this is one of those people you just couldn't tell them that to.
Yeah, no, he's not there. He's there for a paycheck, not to be a good person.
No, he's selfish. He's
Yeah.
thinking about himself.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And then, so here are some weird stuff that happened on the ship that the documentary starts talking about. So there were weird moments. There was attention that the staff was paying to Amy.
Yes.
When she wasn't around, the staff would ask for her specifically. Like they would talk to her mom and be like, "Hey, where's Amy?" You know, and they weren't doing this with like many of the other people. They weren't even doing it with like the rest of the family. It was specifically Amy.
Well, because the rest, I mean, here's the thing. Let's be a little real here. They were uggos.
Oh God.
The rest of the people on the boat were uggos except for this family. Clearly, that's what they're trying to tell us.
Here's the thing. I'm kind of on James' side a little bit on this. Because, like, apparently, like, from what it sounds like, she was very charismatic.
Yeah.
And she was young and she was pretty. And probably
Confidence is sexy.
the rest of the waitstaff was probably around her age. They probably thought she was cool.
Yeah.
They're just like, yo, where's Amy? Like, she's fucking sick.
Yeah.
Like, she's funny. She's cool.
That is, yeah, true.
That's probably
I didn't
just
think
what it
about that.
was.
But also there was signs that Amy was kind of in on the like she was kind of aware that like these people were kind of off. And
Yes.
yeah, because there was a moment where like one of the waitstaff was like asking for her and being like, "Hey, we want to take her to Carlos and Charlie's," which was a bar in Aruba. And when Iva ended up telling Amy about it, Amy was like, "We're not getting off the boat, no way." So she kind of already started picking up on things.
That things were okay, but like if she really felt like things were odd, then why if she had told the guy, I left the boat so I could score some drugs?
Told what guy?
The military guy.
The military guy.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh yeah,
remember-
if her defenses are that up, why was she even clubbing so hard alone?
Or like and like down and like get drugs.
Yeah.
The story doesn't. It's not consistent then.
Yeah, but I mean, like she's young. She's 23. Your brain isn't fully developed yet. You're not. You're.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I guess some inconsistency is bound to happen.
They also explain that like because of like her history with like her family not being really into like her whole lifestyle, she faced a lot of like things about that, and like maybe she was. They go into like her kind of like escaping through like
alcohol.
drugs. So given that state of mind, you're not going to make like the right choices every single time.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe.
I've actually noticed that there was like a man, like a couple decks up watching them. And then like when she would look away and then look back, he was gone. So there was eyes on them kind of throughout the entire trip. There was one moment where they went to go get their pictures because they have like this gallery area where you can kind of go and get like your photos done, or you could kind of see like all like the photos that the photographer had taken. And basically when they got to like the family's gallery section, they weren't there. They were kind of like, I swear I put the pictures here. Like I recognize Amy. I know where she was. And then like he went to like the back and he was like, yeah, your photos should be here unless somebody already bought them. And so that basically means that somebody else, not from the family, had bought the photos of Amy and her family.
Or they weren't printed, but the likelihood of that happening was probably very low.
Yeah. So it was weird, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, and so like the documentary goes into like the online page and basically like it goes into like that people were trolling them a lot. And people basically saying that Amy was being tortured, that she was being killed, that she was buried, that they would send coordinates, and because they were, scared, they didn't know. So they would look into like the coordinates just to be like, maybe there's something here, but then they would look up the coordinates and they would be like a random location that didn't make any sense. So it was like just people trolling just for the sake of trolling.
Right.
Oh, and then one day they got an email and it was titled Potential Amy Lead. And there was an attachment. And it seemed to be a picture of Amy in risque positions, partially clothed.
From a website, correct?
Yeah, from a website. So there's a website out there that was posting like pictures of girls that may have been taken, that were trafficked, and they were kind of being advertised almost.
As for prostitution.
Yeah.
Advertised in the sense of like promoting these girls,
Yeah.
like for sex work, or more like, hey, this is a potential victim.
Yeah. But I think
You said yeah, but you didn't really clear.
No, I think the person sending it to them was saying that they saw her on this site.
Yeah.
Oh.
But
Okay.
this site itself exists for people that are looking for like sex work.
Got it. Okay, that makes it
Yeah.
clear now.
And so then like the family, they start to receive more photos from this site and they all kind of look like her, but like, you know, it's been years now. So,
Yeah.
you know, they don't know exactly what she looks like. Also,
Right.
the woman in this photo was very like heavily make-upped.
Yeah, because when I looked up pictures of Amy Bradley, you can find the photos,
Yeah.
and it is kind of hard to tell whether or not that is her.
When I was going through some Reddit threads on this one, a lot of people said this is too ambiguous to say it's her.
Yeah.
You could mistake her for another woman of her same age.
Because the thing about Amy is that she didn't wear makeup often, or like at least like to the naked eye, you wouldn't be able to like tell. Some girls do like a look where it's like it looks like it's not, but like they do have some on.
Yeah.
But in these photos of her in like risque positions, it looks very much like it's full on like glam.
Caked on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
But then again, you know, if she was taken and trafficked and stuff, who's to say she's even in charge of her own makeup? Like,
Yeah.
that could have been put on her.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
they
and these photos came in 7 years afterwards, so there's aging that happens. They
Yeah.
don't know what her daughter would look like now.
Well, we
Yeah.
don't. Well, also there's nothing that tells you when that photo was taken.
Yeah, true. But then the FBI forensics team, they go into it and they actually do like screenings of it, scannings of it. They declare that is her.
They did declare that.
Yeah.
I thought they couldn't declare it.
No, they do like a side by side. They show like her like chin, they show her ear, her nose, a lot of things that don't change on your face over time. And they kind of said like, yeah, this is her.
Well, that's weird. I swear I thought I saw the opposite. Oh,
Look at the episode again.
no. It was sad. I don't want to be sad again.
More witnesses came out. Like there's this one lady named Judy Maurer who claimed that Amy was spotted in Barbados.
Is that close?
I actually don't know. I couldn't tell you. I have no idea. I was gonna like
You were
try
about
and
to tell me
speak on it.
something? Yep.
I was trying to speak on it, but I have no idea.
Yeah.
No.
Thanks for saying your lane.
Yeah. Are you gonna look it up, Patrick?
Yep. I think these are all just Caribbean islands.
Oh.
So
They should be like very
nearby
close.
each other.
that paints a very different picture in my head now.
Yeah.
I thought we were somewhere in like Africa. I had no clue where we were.
Yeah. I feel like it's like I don't know.
All the Caribbean islands then.
Yeah, because it's like if you're transferring people, you probably don't want to be transferring them far. You kind of want to like stick like in like the same area.
Yeah.
I guess,
Okay. Yeah. Curacao, whatever, and Aruba, they're very close to each other.
Okay.
They're very, very close.
And
So there's-
Barbados,
And Barbados is not terribly nearby, but yeah,
it's in that vicinity.
it's in that vicinity. Yeah, these are all Caribbean islands.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's Saint Martin, and there is what was the other one that you mentioned?
Can you see-
Barbados.
Barbados is there. These are tiny little islands. Wow.
Do you enjoy us looking at pictures, audience?
Yeah, and I think right below all that, I can see it. I think that's Venezuela.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they are really all close. Okay.
Yeah, they
Wow.
are nearby each other. Yeah.
All right. So then there was like this sighting that happened in Barbados in a bathroom. Judy was using the restroom when she heard people walk into the bathroom. They were men and they were talking to someone saying the deal was 11 o'clock and you better be ready to go. Judy walked over to the sink and after the man left and said that she saw a woman there. And she was just kind of like cleaning up herself. She approached her and was like, "Hi, are you on vacation here?" She shakes her head no. And then she's like, "Well, are you from here?" And she shakes her head no again. And then Judy asks her name and the woman says Amy. And then she asks her, "Oh, where are you from?" And Amy says, "West Virginia." And then Judy is all like, "Oh, I'm from close there. I have a daughter named Amy too, about your age." And then suddenly Amy starts to kind of like shift, like her mood changes. And then she starts to get up all in Judy's space and practically backs her up into a wall. And Judy tries talking to her, like she tries talking her way out of the situation. And it's kind of like, "Well, it was nice to meet you. Like, I'm going to go now." Because like all of a sudden she kind of like turned.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, in what way? Did she get like aggressive?
Kind of like Amy backs her up into a wall. Like, so it's kind of like she starts to get kind of aggressive, and it's like,
It's weird.
yeah.
Oh my God.
Huh.
Maybe she's hitting this point she's in such survival mode
Yeah.
that she's just like, maybe she hits this point of there is no getting out.
Maybe it was a trigger. It was a trigger that turned on that fight or fight instinct in her when she heard her home date.
Yeah.
Could have been that too.
And kind of like that woman saying like she has a daughter about her age,
yeah,
you
that
know,
would-
it probably triggered like her family stuff, and she's just like,
Oh my God.
It's all too close to home for her.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and then she's at this point where she's just hardening herself so much to survive.
yeah.
God, that's so sad. All right, yeah.
And then so Judy, she makes her way out the door, and then Amy stays frozen, staring at her. And then Judy opens the door, and there's a man standing blocking her exit. So she plays dumb tourist girl and is all like, "Excuse me, but sorry, I gotta get out. Excuse me,
sir. Bitch, do you not know I used my Amex on this one?
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
hear this? You hear this freaking noise? Metal card, bitch. Get out of the way.
Don't drink the water.
Yeah, which like it's so smart of her to play that role.
Yeah.
because she could have ended up in a similar situation with that guy standing
I
outside
feel
her
like
door.
acting like a dumb tourist would put you in that situation, no?
Maybe, but like it's kind of it just shows that like she's not a threat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, she's just some dumb bitch.
So it's like like her being that smart, like wow, like you know.
that's thinking on your feet.
Yeah,
That is, yep.
Then when Judy comes out of the bathroom and her husband's there too, her husband's like, "Gosh, you were in there a long time." And then Judy tells him, "There's something going on. They're forcing that girl to do something that she doesn't want to do." And then Amy comes out with the guys, and they have like their arms around her basically, and like just walking her out. So then her husband's like, "Well, there's nothing you can do." And this is what I mean. Like the guys
Yeah.
tend to be all like looking away.
Well, okay, that's fucked up. It is tough though, being in a different country,
Yeah.
where you don't know the laws, and maybe you've already seen a little bit of corruption,
Mm-hmm.
where you think like, even if I did say something, is this gonna be dealt with, or am I gonna be?
Is this going to blow back on me?
Yeah, I feel like there's that fear when you're outside of your home country.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like I get why like dudes are like that, or like why like people would think like that, but I don't know. It's just weird to see like the different sides of it.
You know,
It
it's
keeps
crazy.
happening.
Yeah.
It keeps happening.
And it sucks for her because literally, how many times has she seen someone?
We're on person number 3.
Yeah. Where
could've
like the
done
same
something.
thing happens. Yeah.
They're like clear, like she's communicating every chance she gets.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then so Judy, we still follow her, and then later on she's watching Dr. Phil, and she sees that the Bradleys are on there. And there's, you know, they're talking about her still. They have like her photos up there, and Judy's instantly like, "That's the girl that I saw in the bathroom." And then she ends up contacting the FBI, but nothing really comes from that because like what can they actually do in that moment? You know, like just go back to like that same place and hope that she shows up again.
Yeah.
No, but it does give you an idea that, I mean, this is a non-FBI agent speaking.
Yeah.
It does give you the idea that if she is there and people are communicating, by this point, the third witness. Well, actually, no, the other witness was years later.
Yeah.
But either way, this witness that's a pretty compelling story. It does give you an idea that someone's being trafficked there, and I'm pretty sure the FBI could figure out which gang is doing which trafficking.
Yeah.
And monitor certain gang activity in certain areas, and by that logic, essentially find her.
Yeah.
But also, it's probably like finding a needle in a haystack too.
But it's not a big area either. You're not talking about like Thailand, where, you know, it's a big country comparatively to like Aruba or where are we?
Barbados.
Barbados.
Yeah.
But also, okay, I don't know much about this. This is just kind of a question that I have. Say she's an American girl and she's stranded in Barbados. Can the FBI do anything about that?
Yeah, because it's an American citizen who's in danger.
Yeah.
So I think it does. It's almost like those people who get held in North Korea under American citizens. The government's basically fighting for their freedom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
that's kind of one of the perks of being a citizen is that like theoretically they will come and save you.
They won't like try to find you.
Yeah.
Theoretically, all those taxes you're paying
Should go to that.
should go to an F-52 bomber
Yeah.
that's going to find you and
Yeah.
bomb the place and then pick you up.
Yeah.
Oh, no, pick you up and then bomb. My bad.
No, they're gonna bomb you first.
And then they'd be like, "Oh, he was there too."
It's like, fuck.
Yeah. But hey, how fast was that missile? Wasn't that a good missile?
Oh, did you notice? No one saw us coming.
Yeah.
No one saw us.
This
dude.
is why we don't have healthcare, guys.
Yeah. It's like, hey, did you hear the sonic boom? Exactly. We're laser fast now, completely silent.
Yeah. And then the documentary starts to talk about how like survivors, after they've been rescued, have told the FBI that the traffickers would tell them that their entire families would be killed back in their home country if they didn't continue doing what they were doing.
Yeah.
Which is so sad because
yeah.
realistically, was that going to happen? Probably not.
Yeah, but like you have like this fear because you see what they're doing to you. You can only imagine what kind of power they actually have, like somewhere else potentially.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
And it's just like such a fear tactic to be like, yeah, if I don't do this, my family will get hurt or killed. So essentially, if that's what's happening to her, she's looking out for her family as well.
Yeah.
Of course.
And like they're, from what it sounds like, they're doing everything they can to make sure her world feels tiny, and that there's only like this small selected path that she can walk, because they're just like the woman, like she said, who saw them in like that bathroom or whatever after they left, they're literally both hands are over her.
Yeah.
Like they are breathing down her neck constantly.
Yeah.
That's horrifying.
And then the documentary starts talking about like the impact that the family has been going through. Like, for example, the brother, he never has a child because he says that he's 48 at the time of this documentary, I believe. And he says that he never has a kid because to see what his parents go through, like something so heartbreaking in losing a child, he couldn't put himself in risk of being put through that.
Wow.
Is he married?
I don't know. He said that they talk about him having a girlfriend, but that was like years and years and years ago, like back when he was like 21.
Oh, okay.
But they don't really talk about like his current life. So then 19 years after Amy's disappearance, Amika Douglas, the daughter of Alistair Douglas, reaches out to the Bradleys.
The bass player.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whoa.
She reaches out to the Bradleys.
Yeah.
How old is she?
They don't say, but she's definitely like in like her 20s.
Okay.
Maybe even older. And she says, "Hi, this is Amika Douglas, the daughter of Alistair Douglas. I don't really know how to do this, but I would really love to talk to you guys. I know what you guys are going through, and if I was you, I would also want information as to why my daughter isn't here right now." And that's how the second episode ends.
Okay. And we're gonna keep going.
Yeah. So yeah, she talks about how like when she was younger, her father was very like kind and very like cool and like very like she got a lot of her personality from him, and he would always take her to the beach and spend lots of time with her, and it was very normal. But they talk about how like her parents got divorced when she was about 1 or 2, and so then she never really knew why. But Amika's mother eventually does tell her about it, like when she's a bit older. Apparently her mom had a conversation with her about her dad and how if you look up his name, you'll find these things about him, and explain that before Amika was born, one day Alistair came back from performing on the cruise ship and things were just not the same. Like they were just like things have like changed. Amika's mother tried having a conversation with him, but he was just upset, saying a lot of hurtful things to her. Meanwhile, Amika's mother had been home by herself for months while pregnant. And Amika's mom noticed that he came home with a different bag. So she was like, "Bro, he's acting out of the ordinary and he's coming home with like a different bag." So she decides to go through it, and she finds all of these pictures of Caucasian women. And it's strongly implied that he took them from the cruise ship. And it kind of also implied that he is involved in the trafficking of these people.
In the documentary, it was said early on that if someone had been smuggled off the boat or the cruise ship, it would have not just taken one person, it would have taken a lot of people to basically ignore either a lot of noise, ignore a lot of other things, and yada yada. So if this is really compelling, but also it leads to more questions of who else was involved.
Yeah, because for sure it's just not this one guy.
Yeah.
I think it was Kirk Dipshit Dweller as well. Detwiller?
Dirtweiler.
The semi-handsome guy?
Now he's semi-handsome. Shut up. Now he's semi-handsome.
You guys...
Yeah, because we looked him up off mic, and he's a very average looking dude.
Look, there was a picture on the dock of him as a captain. Maybe that's what I saw, okay? Why are you guys so mean? I guess he's a piece of shit.
Yeah, for sure. But so then they do something that I wasn't expecting. She calls her father.
On camera?
On camera.
Oh.
And she asks him about it.
What does he say?
He basically just says, like, "I don't know why you keep bringing this up. I didn't do anything. She's just a girl that I danced with once at a club."
Whoa.
Doesn't mean anything.
Right?
Doesn't mean jack shit.
But isn't that, like, you don't expect that.
At least he wasn't like the guy who's just like, somebody could say that. Like that last guy in the last episode. Fuck that guy.
Somebody could say that is the craziest thing ever. But no, he very much stuck to his guns, and he was like, I was questioned by the FBI. Like, I was first person to be talked to, basically. Like,
Right.
I didn't do it.
My polygraph was inconsistent.
Yeah.
What have I told you about that? That means not guilty, babe. That's what I was explaining to you at the beach.
Yeah, it's innocent until proven guilty. They couldn't prove me guilty.
So I'm not innocent.
So basically, like, she questions him about it, and then he's all like, you know, I didn't do this. He gets upset. Like, you can tell that he gets upset. And then she asks him, he's like, then why did people see you with her on the beach months later? And he's like, which beach? I don't even like the beach. But it's like, she was grown up, taken there by him all the time.
Yeah.
So I don't know. There's a little.
Okay, well, first of all,
No.
not liking the beach and taking your kid there,
Yeah.
might just be like a pretty cool parent.
Maybe.
You know, like I don't like this shit, but I'm doing
But
this for
she
you.
does, yeah.
But again, he's acting very strange. But at
Yeah.
the same time, it is consistent with someone who's being blamed for something that had nothing to do with it. Maybe.
Yeah.
This reaction maybe is like, I'm tired of this. I'm victim. I'm suspect number one.
Yeah.
And I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Maybe he again. Like the rest of this fucking documentary, another weird guy who just happened to really like Caucasian girls. He bought photos of them.
Yeah, he could just be
He
like
could
a
be
straight up
another
pervert.
Yeah.
freaking weird guy. This
Yeah.
documentary is full of weird people.
I
Yeah.
also want to say, because of his name, I actually looked him up. I did not realize he was black.
Oh, he is?
Is he?
Yeah, I looked up a picture of him.
I don't know if he's black. He might be some like Caribbean type.
Because when I looked him up, I was picturing like a tall, lanky, like blonde dude for some reason.
What?
Really?
Yeah, I was not.
Oh, because Douglas.
Yeah.
I feel like Douglas
I was
gives that.
expecting a Latino person.
Wait,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then when you find out his daughter's name is Amika, you're kind of like, wait.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah, dude. These are all the pictures that I found of him. And it's mostly just this.
That's Caribbean.
Yeah, it's very Caribbean.
Very Caribbean look to him.
Yeah. So, and I'm just kind of like, people being like, that's the dude I saw him with,
Yeah.
could just be
Racism?
racism.
I was gonna say
It could just straight up just be like, oh, that's the guy I saw with her. I was like, or
You're
a,
racist.
You're a white person in the 90s and you don't
Yeah.
know how to tell the races apart.
Yeah.
that is also very, very true.
Yeah.
Also, he did have like a very good argument for the picture thing where they
I'm
were
weird.
kind of like,
yeah, just so it's like, I'm weird. Yeah, I fixate on white.
he could have said that, but he was just like, no, like, I'm a guy in a band. Sometimes people just want to take photos with you, you know?
But
What?
was he in it?
Was he
That's
in
what
any of
he's-
the?
I don't know about that, actually.
Yeah, because the mom was just like, here's
It's
my...
all girls
Maybe,
that are.
maybe though. Maybe the way he's explaining it is sounding like he was in it, or at least
Yeah, because he was saying that like people like to take pictures of themselves with the band.
Okay, that's different though because he sounds like it's just he sounds over it.
Yeah.
Right. So why would he keep the pictures?
Yeah, why is he taking them home?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like, they'll keep the
Wait,
pictures
yeah,
because that's
they
a
would
memory.
keep the pictures.
This
But
guy's
why
story isn't adding
him?
up.
Yeah.
And why is he has it like in a bag where it's just full of them? Like, that's fucking weird.
I think
Yeah.
he does like the beach.
That's what got you.
He's just really frustrating.
Yeah.
Why is this documentary showing us the weird side of so many people?
Or is it just these guys are just weird and they're just out and about?
Here's the thing. From listening to a lot of true crime over the years, there's always these weird characters that pop up.
Yeah.
And they're
Not this many, dude.
No.
Everyone's weird.
Yeah, everyone is fucking weird. But like, yeah, there's so many.
Yeah.
There's so many fucking bastards.
It's usually just one guy
That is
who
true.
just throws off the trail because he's so weird.
Yeah.
This time it's like everyone.
Yeah, everyone's a fucking criminal. In
Yeah.
the worst way, you were saying.
Speaking of the people are all weird and pieces of shit. So this Kirk guy, right?
The captain, the pelican.
So they they talked to
not
him.
handsome guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
So they talked to him about Alistair, and they're kind of like, so what do you really like know about him? And he had so many positive things to say about him. He had negative things to say about everybody else. But the one guy who everyone's kind of like, yeah, he's probably the guy that did it. He had a lot of like really positive things to say about it.
That's not at all sus as fuck.
He's like, he's very nice. He's very chill. Good guy, you know? He was in the wrong place at the wrong time, dancing with the wrong girl.
Minus his
He's
callous outlook on life.
He's blaming the victim.
Yeah.
Is he?
Literally blaming. He's like, he danced with the wrong girl.
Yeah.
Oh.
As if it's just like, yeah, her bullshit washed onto him.
Yeah.
That's how he's making it sound.
Yeah.
You know, without his callous, weird way of saying things, though, if this guy is completely innocent, that sucks for him.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
probably faced a lot of backlash from
I was
this.
gonna say
Yeah,
he
there's-
probably just ruined his reputation, ruined everything. Which again, if he has anything to do with this, rightfully so, and worse should happen to him.
Yeah.
Die. But but
I mean-
like if he really again, I don't know where I don't get a vibe. I don't understand. Which again is probably not how criminal researchers do this. They don't look for vibes. But I don't get a vibe of like I just don't understand. I don't understand if he is the guy, he is not the guy. There's something weird you said earlier that we didn't really talk about though.
What?
It was about that guy, the bass player, Yellow.
Yeah.
When they mentioned him going in the elevator with Amy, she had already mentioned previously to Brad that someone made a pass to her, a physical pass, but she just kind of brushed it off like it was nothing. She
Yeah.
didn't really care about it.
Yeah.
Now, weird thing is the elevator part, right? He went up and she went up, but it wasn't leading to his room.
No.
It would lead to like the deck or something like that.
I thought they said a different club that was closed or something.
It would have been closed,
Yeah,
correct.
yeah.
So again, it's all really weird, but I wonder if the timeline was just skewed.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's when he made a pass at her and that's why he walked off, because he was like he's like there was not reciprocated in
Yeah.
any way. So he was just like, oh fuck this, and he just walked away. Like there's that, there's that too.
So like maybe like when he walked past those two girls, he was walking past them in like a fit. You
yeah,
know?
because he
Yes.
got rejected.
Yeah.
in a fit, yes.
Oh.
Maybe,
Yeah,
but then again, the timelines.
because no, but like all of those times all kind of happen at the exact same time.
Right.
So it's like you don't really know what, because like there's no cameras, so you don't really know like whose story is adding up.
Yeah, everyone is like, am I really going to be able to tell, like, oh yeah, this happened at 5 a.m. after I've been up for 16 hours drinking and dancing and partying?
Yeah.
And testimony is skewed no matter what.
Yeah,
Drugged
yeah.
or not, alcohol or not, it doesn't matter. It's skewed as hell.
Also, Alistair said that he ended up going to his room at 1 a.m.,
Oh, that's fucked up.
Which-
fucked up.
doesn't add up with a lot of things.
No.
But they also go into like if he had left his room, there's no record of that because they don't keep those records. There's no way to. There's only a way to do it if you're checking into your room, like if you're scanning your way into the room.
Oh, so there's no way. They don't know if you left.
Yeah.
Unless he was one of those, he has a special room because he was one of the band players.
Maybe.
Maybe it was a different kind of room too.
Yeah.
But again, also, if we're playing devil's advocate on this one a little bit, the whole thing about like how am I going to remember something after 16 hours of binge drinking, right? The band player was clearly on something, right?
Yeah.
So like, who's to say he could remember his own
That's
timeline?
true. That's a good point.
And especially if there's no record, even worse, right?
Yeah.
Again, he looks guilty,
Yeah.
but it's so hard to pinpoint it on him. Just a little more evidence.
Yeah. And it's not like he's the only guy involved because the documentary
Correct.
starts to kind of talk about that, where it's like it goes into the dangers of cruises, the weirdness behind them, the different disappearances that happen on them, the suspicious deaths, the fact that, it's like basically your own country, but like on
The sea.
water.
Wheels. Oh yeah, water.
Yeah. On wheels.
Sorry, I'm stupid.
That like everybody there is paid by the cruise line people, that it's a multi-billion-dollar company, and like they have like the most powerful legal counsel, because they just have so much money.
Well, international law probably beats out a lot of cases.
Yeah, there's like, yeah, exactly. Yeah. And they kind of talk about how it's always profit over people and kind of profit over protection.
yeah.
Yeah.
So then they ask Kirk what he thinks happened, and he's all like, she fell, she jumped, the conspiracies are all BS. That's
Stop
the take.
looking.
He's a
Like, please, for the love of God, stop looking
Yeah.
at this. That's what
Again,
he's saying.
yeah, piece of shit. Again, he's a very callous man.
Yeah.
But I think we mentioned in the previous episode. I wonder if he's just had his fair share of like people jumping overboard or even people unaliving themselves for one reason or another, and he's just so jaded from this now that to
Yeah.
him any disappearance is just another overboard,
Yeah.
which is fucked up.
Yeah. So for time's sake, I feel like I'm gonna jump around to like towards like the endish kind of.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. So the 20th anniversary of this case came around. The FBI decided to put something out about her. They put out an image of what she may look like with 20 years of age added. So they made it possible to like show what she would have looked like today. And so it worked. People put out content talking about the strange disappearance of Amy Bradley because they all started seeing things. Like they started making like their own forums. And then they ended up speaking to like this one guy named Anthony Willis, and he's an online investigator, and he's the guy who created the Amy Bradley is missing.com page.
Oh, cool.
And it contains photos of the sightings, archived links, tips, leads, theories, different suspects. And then that one guy, David Carmichael, the guy that we talked about earlier, who was the diver.
Yeah.
They all kind of talk and they all kind of like hang out now with with Amy's mom. And they're working together because David works in telecommunications and he's a telecommunication specialist. And then let's see.
Are those the guys who call me and ask me to do surveys?
No, you're thinking of somebody else. Telemarketers. That's what you're thinking about.
I hate those guys.
I hate those dudes. Honestly, same. And then so they find out that the site has the ability to have IP tracking.
Okay.
And they ended up going into like the IP addresses and they mined the data and they were able to find like the geolocation of where like the signals are coming from. Like where if you go on a page, they can kind of figure out where you're looking it up from.
Yeah.
They found out that there is this one spot in particular in Barbados, and a lot of the traffic from their website comes from this one location specifically. So it's strongly implied that she knows about her own site and that she's constantly visiting it.
And she never left Barbados.
Yeah.
I saw this. I saw about. Well, yeah, I saw that right. But it's a weird theory.
Yeah.
Because in a sense that she has access to the internet, why wouldn't she have already tried to get home?
They actually talk about this too. There is theories that because she's been involved in stuff like that for so long, because she's been over there, like she's kind of made a life of her own in a way.
She might have.
Or because she's potentially sex trafficked, there's a possibility that she has kids. And there's a possibility that she's not allowed to reach out because they could be threatening her children.
There's that. Yeah. It's a heavy thing to deal with, but yeah.
And they also noticed that around anniversaries of her family, of birthdays, Christmases, she visits the site. And they kind of know this, so they kind of lean into it a bit. So they'll post pictures of themselves on the site so that her, like Amy can like see like how her parents are doing, how her family's doing. And yeah. And so like they have said like on Christmas, they visit the site around 16 times of an average of like 48 minutes. That same thing happens on Thanksgiving, birthdays, and yeah.
The stupidest thing with this whole thing is like, these people are fucked up. Whoever took her are fucked up. But they're idiots, because if it's true what they were saying that she owes them $200, the reward from the FBI was huge. It was like $250,000.
Yeah.
From the get-go.
Yeah.
Not even like, it's still, I think today is still a lot of money.
For sure.
I don't know how much the reward is today.
Yeah.
But when that a reward came out and things like that, they should have taken that money. If $200 is a lot to put someone in debt of their life, then it clearly, then $250,000 would have been substantial.
Yeah, but it's like if you're involved in that, there's a chance that like you could get caught. Like they tell you that it's like, we'll give you the money, just leave her here, just drop her off, we won't ask questions. That may be the sentiment that the family has, but that won't be the exact sentiment that like the FBI would have.
It will not be the same thing. No, the FBI is not going to be like, oh, bygones are bygones. We're calm, dab them up and just be like, all right, catch you next time.
Yeah, it's like we saved one girl when we could potentially try to save many more.
Yeah,
that are involved in this.
But then also it also raises the question of like, clearly these traffickers or this mafia, whatever it is, they're very smart.
Yeah,
they're very, very smart.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like they've already had a plan to do that, like send a scapegoat person that if they decided the FBI decided to be, oh, we're going to turn on this and not reward you, they would have, taken that person, and that person just a scapegoat who would be scot-free somehow.
Yeah.
But also, I feel like there's plenty of evidence at this point to do some kind of FBI investigation, because you're putting people in the U.S. in danger technically by taking these cruises.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, it's a very, very like tough situation.
But also, it's not U.S. territory.
Yeah, exactly.
And they all have, and the only proof they have is like, well, this one person said that. And like the government of whatever government owns these islands can just be like, that's not enough for you to come storming in. We have towns, we have beaches, we have families here.
Yeah.
It's not enough for you guys to just come in and start kicking doors down.
Yeah.
It's not enough.
And then to speak on the point that you were saying that they are smart, there's also a theory that the people that are watching this site are her captors.
That's what I thought too, honestly.
But then like them checking like on Christmases, on birthdays, kind of makes it seem like it might not be them.
Here's the thing. All they said it's from like the same location, right?
Yeah.
Like she probably does know about it, I think, but probably so does her captor.
Yeah.
And they're just like, they're probably monitoring to make sure like she's not trying anything. She's
Yeah.
not trying to reach out.
Or they're like, how close are they to actually finding her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also by this point, why? Clearly, these pinpoints of IP address that they're tracking, they were talking about like within these years, right?
Mm-hmm.
In trafficking cases, it is very strange to keep someone for so long because by this point, she would be like what, 45, closer to 50.
Yeah.
It does seem very strange that she would still be alive.
Yeah.
I don't believe that a lot of trafficked people survive that long.
Yeah.
So it's very, very strange.
Also, Judy did mention something that they later talk about, and it's the fact that like when Judy was in the bathroom with Amy actually mentioned, "Can we stop by and see the children?" to one of the men. It raises the chance that like she does have kids.
And by that point, that was very early on.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Like 7 years after she was taken.
so by the
Can we see the children?
Yeah. So that
can we stop by and see the children?
So that kind of implies that she does have kids and that she might not have access to seeing them all the time unless she does what she's supposed to do.
I was gonna say, yeah.
The verbiage is so weird, though. You would think she would say, "Can we stop by and see my kids?"
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Or maybe,
Stop by and see my kids.
or maybe she knew because there was people around, she would use that without saying "my," because that would be super triggering to anybody who hears it.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe she was like, "Can we just stop by and see the kids later?" Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
saying it
yeah,
without
yeah.
saying it.
exactly.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's like maybe they were worried someone was listening.
Yeah.
And she knows what happens if she speaks out too much.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
God
Yeah,
damn,
yeah,
7 years.
Also, like I feel like when you speak, like say for example, you do have kids, and say somebody asks you like, "Hey, what are you gonna do?" "Oh, I'm gonna hang with the kids." You don't really say, "I'm gonna hang with my kids." You know?
Yeah, that's true
guess,
too.
I guess the and my could be pretty interchangeable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For some reason, like later on in the documentary, they still bring up the question about suicide.
Nah.
And at this point, it's like, no. Because also we learned that she just got her new apartment. She made plans to get together with like her ex-girlfriend.
There was future plans. Yep.
Yeah, that she adopted a dog. So it's like,
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know why they keep bringing that up. Like it's kind of maybe to like throw you off or like to raise the possibilities that like she's
was
not around.
For the documentary's sake, unfortunately, I think it was to keep people interested into like, oh, maybe the parents were suspects. Maybe the family were suspects.
Yeah.
And it's, like, well, not suspects in the sense that they killed her, but more in the sense that they caused it.
Yeah.
Which is
Or
unfortunately
just-
part of documentaries where they do things like that. And
Yeah.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah, they kind of have to keep it open-ended in a way, like in many ways.
Yeah, because they are telling a story.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, considering that there's no official anything, because the thing that sucks is you cannot for sure say she is being trafficked because there is no evidence technically, just hearsay up to not testimony up to now, but pretty strong testimony if you ask me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's consistent.
But yeah, the documentary basically ends with the information that the family did end up suing the cruise line, but that got quickly dismissed. And the parents are very optimistic. They're very hopeful. They think that she's going to come back. They have like high hopes that she's still out there.
But again, why is she, it's just weird in a trafficking case like this. And now that it's been so high profile for so long,
Yeah.
it's more of a liability for them to keep her.
Yeah.
So it doesn't, and also, again, at this age, most traffickers look for young women.
Yeah.
So it is in most trafficking victims, I don't think survive that long. So it's just a very weird overall case.
Yeah. Unless she made a life out there, you know, that could be the case. And
She's
like
within the mafia.
And here's the thing, yeah. And then like also if it's true that she did have kids, how is she supposed to bring them back? You know?
Yeah.
That is the hardest part of everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she had to survive.
Yeah.
Maybe she had to do some bad things to survive.
Potentially.
Or maybe also.
Yeah,
I mean,
because like when you look at the case with like Diddy or Jeffrey Epstein, when you look at some of the people, they turn their victims into contributors to their crime.
Right.
She might have contributed to some stuff
Yeah.
that might make it really hard to now answer.
Yeah.
To face her family. And again, there's probably like a thing about kids. You know, she might have kids that just make the whole thing complicated.
Yeah.
they do paint a picture that they're a very family-oriented family. Obviously.
Yeah.
So I can understand her. There's people I think that would be more than willing to be like, fuck that, you know? Like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I'm gonna survive this," you know.
Yeah.
It's selfish, but it's survival.
Yeah,
But in
'cause-
her case, she is so family oriented. She
Yeah.
was all about family. I mean, that's the classic person who would never leave their kids. So it sucks.
Yeah, true. Because that's kind of all she's known. Because they go into like her family life, they show that they're very close.
Yeah.
All of their friends growing up have talked about how like they're insanely close. Like they're like, they've never seen families that are that close. You know, like everyone's just like they love each other deeply. And
Yeah.
if that's what she's used to growing up, if she did have kids, she's probably the exact same way with them.
I do think it's pretty fucked up that the documentary tried to paint a picture of like suicide a little harder than they should have.
Yeah.
With the whole thing about how the family wasn't accepting about her being gay. 100%. Is it something to bring up? It is something to bring up to maybe tell the audience like this is not it.
Yeah.
You know, again, it is always going to be a possibility because it's an open-ended case.
Yeah.
But I think they went a little hard with like the whole thing about how like the dad wrote a 3-letter page, how disappointed he was. Like,
Oh yeah, that was another thing too.
I get it. But that's family stuff.
Yeah.
That's family matters. And clearly this case has gone away from that.
Yeah.
And I do feel bad for the family that they were painted in that episode like that.
Yeah, but also at the same time, like I guess I get why they did it too, because he was the last one to see her. If he did look out to like the
yeah,
balcony,
I didn't think of that.
and like he saw her legs, he is technically the last person to see her. So if there was a possibility that like he did something to her, you know, I don't know.
It's hard.
Yeah, it raises a lot of questions.
I did ask ChatGPT to give me its honest opinion on what it think happened.
Oh, okay.
And this is interesting. So here's the ChatGPT answer. My reasonable take. Clearly labeled opinion from ChatGPT. Most consistent with the record. An on-land abduction and or near, I don't know how to say the place. Say the place again. Curacao. With an spelled out, dude, it looks crazy.
Yeah,
In or
it
near,
looks like a G.
it does,
Yeah.
backwards. In or near Curacao, within hours of docking or foul play tied to someone with shore access. Why? The delayed lockdown allowed 2,000 plus people to disembark, destroying a clean perimeter. Multiple early Curacao sightings, especially the tattooed-based reports, are hard to ignore even if uncorroborated. That said, no forensic evidence has surfaced to prove trafficking. Accidental overboard remains possible, but the pattern of later claims keeps the door open to a crime scenario. Bottom line, I lean 60-40 toward abduction and foul play over accident. While acknowledging the evidence is circumstantial and unverified, I also accept that there are many weird people in this documentary. Very weird people.
It does not say that.
It should.
Damn, 60-40 is way too close.
It is, but I think ChatGPT is using the legal logic as well of like, I can't say for sure
Yeah.
100% this or lean towards that because there's just nothing that says, yes, trafficking happened.
I really hope that like something comes from this because it's, you know, it's Netflix. It's got a lot of reach. It became like the last time I saw it was 7th of the top shows on the site on Netflix itself. And that was weeks after it already came out. So at some point it was probably number 1. And I just hope that like, you know, word spreads in this day of like smartphones, in this day of like, you know, photos being taken all the time. I feel like something might come up and I really hope they find her.
I mean, God forbid that nothing comes of this because it's a lot of hard work being put into this from the family for so many decades to just try and find something.
Yeah.
You know, I hope to God that they do get something out of this, right? Because I can only imagine a part. She's legally dead. According to, I think, a report, she has been legally dead since 2012, I think, officially. Something like that. But it doesn't mean that the case is over. It's just, it's more of a legal and things about, like, estate and things like that.
Yeah.
But anyways, it does suck to have to relive this pain over and over again, every single day. And then to do it in this big version with the documentary, we have to vocally tell the story again.
Yeah.
I can't imagine how painful that is. And I hope to God something comes out of this. But... at the same time, I really, really don't think much can happen without it being on U.S. territory.
Yeah.
That is one of the things that will be very difficult to make progress in this. But just like the Don't Fuck With Cats documentary where the internet gets a hold of this, I do believe in the power of the internet.
Yeah.
And I do believe in crazy people like vloggers and streamers that are crazy and will do things. I can also see somebody being like the guy who's like, we're going to go to Barbados.
Yeah.
And we're going to go look for her.
Yeah.
Which is... not a good idea. Don't ever do that, guys. But I can also see that being something that could happen.
Yeah.
Do you almost think that maybe now it's become too big?
You know,
Because let's say maybe she does want to come back. Maybe she's actually found a way to buy her freedom. And she's
Right.
just been waiting for the right time. And maybe now it's just too big. Because if she was to come back, the
It's gonna-
entire world would know.
Yeah.
And the entire
but-
world would be like on you.
Maybe
and
doing
questioning you.
doing this documentary may have put her life at risk.
I think it put her life at risk for sure.
It might have. It might have definitely made things more complicated, more messy.
Yeah.
Because it's maybe she found a way. Like I just said, maybe she actually does have a life out there. She does have her freedom. She doesn't. Maybe she's not being held so much anymore. I don't know. And maybe she's just been waiting, trying to find the right moment, the guts to go back because she's not the same person.
I'm just gonna go on a limb here and think that she's not really worried about how she's gonna be perceived. I think she just wants to be home.
Probably. But also, what was another thing? There is for sure something to take away from this, which is honestly, if you see something, say something.
Yeah.
Don't pretend like oh, it's not my problem. Oh, that's fine.
Don't brush it off.
Don't brush it off. That is the real lesson and the real takeaway.
Yeah.
And also, I think there's another takeaway here. I think it really is that no matter where you are, it doesn't matter how expensive your ticket is to get into something, you're never safe.
Yeah. for sure.
Christ.
No, it's true.
It's
Yeah.
true, dude.
Yeah,
I don't
be
care what
careful.
people think. I don't care how expensive something is. You look over your shoulder.
They
You
talk-
hold hands with someone.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
talk about that. Sorry to cut you off.
No, it's fine. I'm used to it.
They talk about that in the documentary where it's people think that just because you're on a cruise and it's fun times that it's not a place where bad things could happen to you. It's no, you
Worse
are in
things
a-
could.
Yeah, you're in a city with no police force. You're at risk.
Yeah.
And a security guard who just has a flashlight, he's like, "Stop it!
Yeah,
Honestly,
Stop it!"
guys, baby goats, be like. Have you guys been hearing this story about how European countries have been saying to American tourists, please stop beating up our pickpockets?
Really?
There have been all these stories where these American tourists, they're in
Don't
France.
pickpocket me.
There was one
Yeah.
there was one in Italy
What,
where
but why?
let me fucking finish. Where it's
Oh,
just
now he doesn't like being interrupted. Huh, interesting.
I'm just we're at an hour. Just get to it.
it's there was a woman people keep trying to pickpocket Americans, and Americans, we just apparently every time it's happened they just grab them
Yeah.
and will not let them go
Yeah.
and beat them up
Yes.
because we only
Yeah.
get 2 weeks of vacation every year, but we're not about to spend it at the embassy trying to get new passports and credit cards.
Yeah.
And so
Exactly.
it got to the point where American not European leaders are just please stop beating up our citizens, but it's also just like James said, stop trying to take my shit.
Yeah.
So
Kind of, yeah.
never let that go, Americans. Never let that go.
Never let
When
them.
you go to
I
these
don't
other
know about
countries,
that. I don't know
when
like
you
the way
go to
you're
these
saying
other
it.
countries, act like you own it.
Oh my god.
And you hate white people. What do you mean?
Racist piece of shit. Anyways,
It's just keep your head on a fucking swivel.
just to end it off, I mean, everyone should go to amybradleysmissing.com. Do what you can do, and again, at the end of the day, if you see something, say something. And I think Barbados is a frequent vacation spot for
Yeah.
many people, right?
It's very
Beautiful.
popular.
I
It's
mean,
gorgeous.
Number one, be careful, obviously. But number two, right? If you see something, say it. At this point, just about building a case to help the family out, help the FBI get some kind of leverage. Once they finally get that, even if you think it's minuscule, I think people should say something, right? Because you don't even know what the FBI is looking to get that leverage to be able to come into the country and do what they got to do.
Honestly, grab them by the hair, and if they hit you with a metal water bottle, take the hit. That's what one of these women did in Italy. An Italian pickpocket, hit them in the head with a water bottle. She just didn't let go.
Don't do that.
was
You are
fucking
only going to
awesome.
endanger people
What?
in Barbados.
Dude, just don't let go.
You know what sucks about the family seeing this documentary?
Yeah.
Or-
Having to fucking listen to Kirk Detweiler
Dude,
be a fucking cock.
Or the military guy.
Yeah.
yeah.
Just people that were so close.
Yeah.
Figures of authority
So close. Yeah, figures of authority. Military men
doing jack shit.
just being oh, I was only here to fuck, and now I'm
Yeah.
Yeah.
and him being used to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Well, you heard it here. If no matter how expensive your ticket is, it's never safe. So let us know what you think. Let us know if there's anything else that we miss, any other things that pop up. Let us know. Email us at dynamictriopod@gmail.com. We understand it's a very sensitive case, but
No, don't email us. Go to the website and tell them.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Talk to the FBI.
yeah. Don't talk to us.
Yeah. we don't have the resources.
Yeah.
Well, I guess if we miss something major,
From the documentary.
you're right, or in general,
Oh, probably.
because the document didn't have everything. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
for sure.
But they did the best. But whatever the case is, email us at dynamictriopod@gmail.com. And you can also follow us on TikTok at dynamictriopod. This was James.
This was Alex.
This was Wednesday and Tuesday, Patrick.
Ooh, two David.
guys. And I think we'll be hitting you back up some more documentary stuff. So look forward to that.
Yeah.
All right.
Some good old fashioned good shit.
And I think the next stop is Biggest Loser, maybe, guys?
Potentially.
Potentially.
All right, good night.
Yes.
Good night.
Bye.